Hello and welcome back to Deeksha Karnataka YouTube channel, and you are watching COMEDK Launchpad, where we are discussing questions from chapters which is relevant to COMEDK. So today I am going to discuss unit and measurement chapter as well as motion in a straight line and motion in a plane. Those two chapters combined together known as kinematics. So those three chapters together we are going to discuss few questions which you might find difficult to solve in terms of COMEDK preparation. So let's see the first question. The value of resistance is 10.845 ohm and current is 3.23 ampere. On multiplying, we get the potential difference is 35.0295 volts. So multiplication you don't need to do it, they have already done it. So what you have to do, the value of potential difference in terms of significant figure. So that is what you have to find out. Now if you remember that when two quantities are multiplied, so suppose we multiply two quantities A and B, okay, the resultant should have the smallest number of significant figures between A and B. So if whoever has the smallest significant figure, that significant figure we will apply it for C as well. So if you see, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figures, this one has 1, 2, 3 significant figures. So out of 5 and 3, definitely 3 is smallest, so our answer will have only 3 significant figures, that is 35.0. So this 0 is significant because it is coming after decimal, so 35.0 is the answer. Okay, so this is the correct answer for this question. Very strange, right? What is the SI unit of Stefan-Boltzmann's constant? So if you remember, Stefan-Boltzmann constant is basically energy per unit area is given by sigma T to the power 4. This sigma is called Stefan-Boltzmann constant. So here the sigma, this part is missing anyway. So sigma is basically E by A T divided by T to the power of 4, right? This is the unit. Now what is the energy of unit of energy? Unit of energy is energy per unit second, sorry, the time is also there, energy per unit time. So energy per unit time is basically power, power's unit is watt, okay, divided by area. Area is meter square, and temperature to the power 4 means Kelvin to the power 4. So the final unit is watt, meter to the power minus 2, Kelvin to the power minus 4. So correct answer is option A. Okay. Next question. A rectangular beam which is supported at its two ends and loaded in the middle with weight W sags by an amount delta, such that the delta equals to W L cube divided by 4y d cube x, where L, d and y represent length, depth and elasticity respectively. Guess the unknown factor using dimensional consideration. Unknown factor, obviously this x. Okay, now what is the question is about? We have a long straight wire. If you hang some weight from it, it will be sagged by some height, say delta. Sagging means basically it is the distance by which it hangs. Okay, this way we determine Young's modulus of certain elements, right? So now if this is the sagging, that means what is the unit of this? So sagging means it is the distance by which it is hanging. So this is basically distance, right? So unit of this delta is unit. We have to find the unit of this x. So delta is length. Okay, now what is this weight? Weight is force, right? Weight is type of force, mg, right? So it is force. What is L cube? L cube is length, length cube, because it is length simply, right? So it will be L cube. Now what is y? So 4 is a constant, so when we are doing dimensional analysis, constant does not provide any role, so we can ignore that 4. Now what is y? Y is basically Young's modulus, stress by strain. So stress is F by A and strain is delta L by L. Now delta L by L is a dimensionless unitless quantity, so your y will be equals to F by A, right? Force by area. So force by area, so force divided by area. Now this is division of division, so what we can say, okay, this force is getting divided twice, so it will be multiplied, so it will go up, right? Now what is d cube? D cube is depth, depth is another length, so it will be also L cube. And what is x? We don't know what is x, so keep it as x only. Okay, now this F cancels, L cube cancels, so we get this as A by x equals to L, or x equals to A by L. Now what is area? Area is length into length, that is L square. So L square divided by L, so they cancels, you get this as L only. Now what is L means? If you see the option, breadth, breadth square, breadth cube, mass. Okay, so definitely the answer is breadth. Okay. Next question, a particle shows distance time graph as given in this figure. The maximum instantaneous velocity of the particle is around the point. So here we have few points A, B, C, D, and they asked you to find what is the maximum instantaneous speed at one of these points. Okay, so maximum instantaneous speed means if you consider the slope at any point, if you consider the slope, for example, say we are finding the slope at B. Okay, at A it is 0, at B, so what is the slope means? Slope is delta y by delta x, right? Now if you see that here, what is delta y? Delta y is distance, so s, and time is t, so ds by dt, so that will be the instantaneous speed. Basically this is nothing but the slope of the displacement time graph at that point, right? Now if you see that the slope will be maximum when for small delta x, delta y is maximum, right? Slope is what? Slope is delta y by delta x right? So if delta x is small and delta y is high, then we say that it has a high slope. So for this point, as you can see, for point C, the slope will be maximum, because for small delta x, okay, for small delta x, delta y is very, very high. So the point that we are looking for is basically the point C. Okay, now let's move on. A body is projected vertically upwards, the times corresponding to height h while ascending and while descending are t1 and t2 respectively. Then the velocity of the projection is very tricky question. So if you throw an object, okay, what will happen? It will reach to some height, say h from the ground, and then while coming back also it will reach the same height. Now the time taken to reach is t1, and while falling back it is t2. Okay, now not falling back, t2 is the total time once it reaches over here, t2. So this is t1 and this entire time is t2. Okay, now they asked you what is the velocity of the projection. First of all, let us assume that the velocity of the projection is u. Then we can write that h equals to ut minus half gt square. So it is going up. Initially I started with this equation, it is going up. So ut minus half gt square, or I can write this as 2h equals to 2ut minus gt square, right? Or I can write this as gt square minus 2ut plus 2h equals to 0, right? So what is this equation? This equation is similar to ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. That is, it's a quadratic equation. So in case of quadratic equation, what we can say is that it has two roots. Okay, and from this expression we can say that the two roots are basically, one of them is t1, another is t2. Okay, so we will find the T1 and T2 from Sridharacharya relation. So what is Sridharacharya relation, or roots of a quantity? Right, if you remember, roots of a quantity can be calculated using the formula T1 equals to minus B, that is 2U, okay, plus or minus. So first we are starting with plus sign, okay, square root of B square minus 4AC. So AC is G into 2H divided by A, that is G. What is T2? Same thing, everything is same, only this sign is negative, that is 4U square minus 4G 2H divided by G. Okay, now let's add these two roots. You can use the formula where you are trying to find out the sum of the roots. That formula is also applicable. You can use that as well. So if you add them, definitely what you will get, there is a 2G over here, okay, 2G over here, so they will cancel and you get 4U by 2G, that is 2U by G. Okay, so T1 plus T2, what is T1 plus T2? Okay, we are trying to find U, so U equals to half G into T1 plus T2. Okay, this is the answer. So correct answer is option A. No, sorry, option B. Option B is the correct answer, right? Next question. A 75-meter long train is traveling along a straight track with a velocity 72 km per hour. A bird is flying parallel to the train in the opposite direction with a velocity 18 km per hour. The time taken by the bird to cross the train is. Now this is a very this is a question where you used to solve in your, I think, 7th or 8th grade, okay, train track question in mathematics, right? A train is moving with some speed and the bird is flowing, so bird is just a point. So what is the distance traveled? You have to consider the distance. First of all, you have to find the relative velocity. So relative velocity is here is 72 plus 18, that is 90 km per hour. Now 90 km per hour is not enough because the distance is given in meters, right? The length of the train is in meters, also the time is in second, so you have to convert it into meter per second unit. So meter per second unit is basically 5 divided by 18. So 18, I think it will be 5. So it will be 25. So relative speed is 25 meter per second. Okay, now if this is the relative speed, so how much time it takes to cover this much distance, and that's it. So time is basically 175 divided by 25, that is 7. So 7 seconds is taken by the object to cross the 7 seconds is taken by the bird to cross the train. The distance traveled by an object along the straight line in time t is given by s equals to 3 minus 4t plus 5t square. The initial velocity of the object is. So s is given. So what is the speed? First of all, let us find the speed. So ds by dt. Right? Speed formula is ds by dt. So put that value. So 3 is constant. It will be 0 minus 4. Okay. T is 1. And plus 2 into 5, that is 10t, right? X square differentiation is 2x, so multiply 2x, you get 10x. So here instead of x we have t, so it is 10t. So this is the speed, 10t minus 4. Now what is the initial speed? Initial speed is at initial point, at starting point, t is equals to 0. That is, we call it as initial speed. So initial speed basically means v when t equals to 0, that is equals to minus 4, right? 10 into 0 will be 0. So the speed is minus 4 unit. Next question, the speed time graph of a particle moving along a fixed direction is shown. The distance traversed by the particle in 10 seconds. So this is the speed time graph. So distance traversed is basically the area under the graph. Now this is slightly above, but it should be, this is 12 actually. This value is wrong. The graph is slightly incorrect. Okay, from the book from where we have taken this image diagram, the diagram is slightly incorrect. Anyway, so what is the area of this triangle? Area of this triangle, area of any triangle is basically base into height divided by 2. So area here is the displacement or distance traversed. So this will be height is 12, half into height is 12, base is 10. So it will be 6 or it will be 60 meters. So correct answer is 60 meters. Next question. The diagonals of a parallelogram are represented by vectors p equals to 5i cap minus 4j cap plus 3k cap and q equals to 3i cap plus 2j cap minus k cap. Then the area of the parallelogram is. So what is the formula for area of a parallelogram? Area of a parallelogram is basically, this is not a triangle, this is a parallelogram. So let me use the proper symbol. So area of a parallelogram will be half into vector product of the diagonals and then modulus of that. Okay, so first of all you have to find the cross product of P and Q, and then you have to take the modulus of that to find the area of the parallelogram. Now how to do the cross product? Cross product is basically P cross Q equals to I cap, J cap, K cap. Okay, and if you put the value 5 minus 4 plus 3, 5 minus 4 plus 3, and Q will be 3 plus 2 minus 1. Okay, so this is the P cross Q. Now you have to use the determinant method to calculate I cap into. So first you cover this and that. So minus 4 into minus 1. Minus 4 into minus 1 is 4 minus. So now it is from here, you have to come here, 2 into 3 is 6, right? Then we will start with this 3. So here we will have J cap. Now middle portion is covered, 3 3s are 9, okay, minus 1 into 5, that is plus 5, okay, minus plus k cap. Now you want to use a different method where you use minus sign over here, then you do multiplication like that. That is also fine, but I like to use the conventional method. So for k you cover this, 5 to the 10 plus minus is there, that's why I know there is a minus, so that's why I put plus. 3 4 to the 12. Okay, this plus is because minus plus. Okay, now what is the value? Minus 2 I cap plus 14 J cap plus 22 K cap. Okay, so this is the cross product, right? Now you have to find the magnitude of that. So how to find the magnitude? Let us take the 2 common first. So we get minus I cap plus 7 J cap plus 22 K cap. So what is the magnitude? So magnitude is basically 2 into square of all these terms and addition, and then square root of that. So minus 1 square is 1 plus 7 square is 49 plus we have, oh sorry, there is a mistake, it will be 11. I have taken 2 common here, so it will be 11. So 11 square is 121. Okay, so it will be 2 into square root of 50 plus 121, that is 171. Now put the value over here. So half into 2 into square root of 171, 2 cancels. So correct answer is square root of 171. Next question. A particle starts moving from point 2, 10, 1, displacement for the particle is 8 minus 2j plus k, the final coordinates of the particle. So starting point is basically 2, 10, 1, and final displacement is given by 8 I cap minus 2j cap plus k cap. So how to find the displacement? The final point. Very easy. What you have to do? You have to add this number with this. 2 plus 8. So you have to just add. Now you can consider this to be a coordinate 8, minus 2, 1. That is the displacement. So you just need to add them. 8 plus 2 is 10, minus 2 plus 10 is 8, 1 plus 1 is 2. So 10, 8, 2 is the final position of the particle. Now, the angle subtended by the vector A 4i cap plus 3j cap plus 12k cap with the x-axis. So we have x-axis, we have the vector A. What is the angle subtended by the A vector on the x-axis? So that's what we are trying to find. How to do that? Whenever we try to find angle between two vectors, we have to take the dot product. Okay, dot product of A vector with the vector along this direction. Now, if we can find the dot product between these two vectors, then we can find the angle between them as well. So what is the vector along x direction? Vector along x direction is nothing but obviously unit vector I cap. Now what we are going to do, what we have to do is basically A dot I cap. Now what is the dot product rule? Dot product says that if we do the dot product, we get A magnitude, B magnitude cos theta, right? AB cos theta. Now what is the magnitude of A? So A is given in terms of coordinate vectors, right? So what is the magnitude of A? So magnitude of A is nothing but square of individual terms. So 4 square 16 plus 3 square 9 plus 12 square 144. So it will be 150, 160, 169. So 169 square root is 13. Right now, so this side we got 13. Magnitude of I cap. What is I cap? I cap is a unit vector, so its magnitude is only 1 into cos theta. Now this side, right hand side is calculated, left hand side we have to calculate. So this dot I cap. So we know that whenever we are doing dot product, we only consider the similar terms. So I cap is multiplied only with I cap, other products will be 0. I dot j is 0, I dot k is also 0. So I dot I is only 1. So I dot I is 1, that means 4 into 1. So only 4 is on our left hand side. Okay, these two quantities are not considered during dot product. So from here we got cos theta equals to 4 upon 13, or theta equals to cos inverse 4 by 13. So answer is option C. If range square is 48 times maximum height square, then the angle of projection. This question is based on projectile motion. So for that, what you have to remember is that range is basically u square sine 2 theta by g, and maximum height is u square sine square theta by 2g. Okay, now it says that range square is equals to 48 times height square. Okay, so now put the square of these terms. So u square will be u to the power 4, right? Sine 2 theta whole square divided by g square, right? This is r square equals to 48 into what is height? Height u square square will be u to the power 4, sine square will be sine to the power 4 theta divided by 2g will be 4g square, right? 4g square. So you can cancel all the common terms, g square cancels, and 4 ones are 4, you will get 12 over here. So sine 2 theta whole square equals to 12 sine to the power 4 theta. You have to find the angle theta. Now let's break this. We get 2 sine theta cos theta square equals to 12 sine to the power 4 theta. So let's do the square on this side. 4 sine square theta cos square theta equals to 12 sine to the power 4 theta. So 1 sine square theta is cancelled, so here we get sine square theta. So what is the equation? Equation is 4 cos square theta equals to 12 sine square theta. From here we can say sine square theta by cos square theta equals to 4 by 12, that is 1 by 3. Right, this 12 comes over here, this cos square comes over here. So what we get? Tan theta, now we are taking the square root, equals to 1 by root 3. Right, if you take the square root, so this square gone, sine by cos is tan, so 1 upon root 3 will become 1 upon square root 3. So what is this value is? So this will be sine tan 30. Right, so theta will be equals to 30 degrees. Right, so correct answer option D. Next question. Two vectors are given by A equals to I cap plus 2j cap plus 2k cap and B equals to 3I cap plus 6j cap plus 2k cap. Another vector C has the same magnitude as B. So C has the same magnitude as B but has the same direction as A. Then which of the following vectors represents C? So first let us find the magnitude of B. So magnitude of B, what is magnitude of B? Magnitude of B is easy. That is 3 square plus 6 square plus 2 square. That is 9 plus 36 plus 4. So it will be square root of 49. So magnitude of B is 7. So what is the magnitude of C? C vector is basically same magnitude as B but direction same as A. So what is the direction of A? Direction of any vector is magnitude vector divided by its magnitude, that is the unit vector. Okay, so this is the unit vector for vector C. So 7 into A vector is I cap plus 2 j cap plus 2 k cap divided by the magnitude. What is magnitude? 1 plus 4 plus 4, right? 1, 2 square 4, 2 square 4. Okay, so it will be 7 by, now what is this? 4 plus 4 8, 8 plus 1 9, 9 square root is 3. So 7 by 3 I cap plus 2 j cap plus 2 k cap. So it will be 7 by 3 2 I cap plus 2 j cap plus 2 k cap. So option E is correct in this case. Two projectiles, one fired from Earth, with 5 meter per second and other fired from a planet with 3 meter per second 3 meter per second trace identical trajectories. If the acceleration due to gravity on Earth is 9.8 meter per second square, then the acceleration due to gravity on the planet. So you have two trajectories, one is on the Earth and another one is some other planet. So both trajectories are identical, okay, same path, both traced same path. What is the meaning of that? Same path. So the range of the projectiles are same, height of the projectiles are also same. Now you can use any one of the concept, either height or range. I am going to use range in this case. So what is the range on Earth? Range on Earth will be equals to u Earth square sine 2 theta by g of Earth. Now here we also if they are tracking the same trajectory, then angle of projection has to be same, okay, otherwise the projectiles cannot cannot track the same path, okay. So this is on the Earth. Now what is the value? U is 5, right? So 5 square is 25 divided by g is 9.8 into sine 2 theta. This is the projectile on the Earth. Projectiles on unknown planet RP is basically Vp square sine 2 theta divided by gravitational acceleration of that planet. What is Vp? Vp is 3 meter per second. So it will be 9 divided by Gp sine 2 theta. Now you need to compare these two. So Re must be equals to Rp if the trajectories are same. So from there we get 25 by 9.8 equals to 9 divided by Gp. Okay. So Gp will be equals to 9 into 9.8 divided by 25. Okay. So it will be approximately 90 by 25. Let me find the approximate value. Okay, let's consider this 9.8 to be 10. Okay, then 9 into 10 is 90. So it will be 5 5s are 25, 5 1s are 5, 40. So it will be 18. So answer will be 3.6. Okay, so Gp is approximately 3.6 from our calculations, and if we have used 9.8 exactly, then we could have calculated the value of G on that planet is 9.5. I hope this helps. Okay, today's session is slightly shorter as I am not able to come live. I hope you enjoyed the session, and I will be back with the live session very soon. Till then, bye.